I'm now going to show you how to make the Jenigami slipper. I originally did this one with the idea of a glass slipper in mind. I'm not sure if you can fully see this one on camera, but this has been made just out of acetate. What I plan to do is spray that with some silver glitter. Crafter's Companion do some really good stuff. But from that design I then kind of went a little bit further and made a whole pair of shoes. Thanks Bakewell. And I took the handbag from, I think it was CD1, it may have been CD2, cut that out a little bit smaller to match my shoes, and then made a little pair of ruby red slippers to go on this card, which I love. Now, here's all the parts to the design, somewhere here. We have the three main shoe shape sections, and we have two parts that are similar but without the heel. We have two heel sections, and we have two sections that go at the toe of the shoe. Now for the full shoe shape sections, two of these are identical and one has got the slots in the opposite direction. So we're going to look for, let's see, the one that's entirely different. And if you look at the heel section here, it's got a slot on the bottom in the middle and at the top at the outside of the heel. So we're going to start with this bottom middle one here, and we're going to look for the one of these heel sections that has a top middle slot, and that's the one that will actually go into here. So we're working on the inside of the heel first, and then we'll work on the outside of the heel. So once we've slotted that one in, these other two that look identical have got a slot at the top slightly inwards here, not the very end one but inwards. And these go at the slots at the bottom of this section here. Bakewell's obviously recognised the leopard skin design, maybe one of his former friends. And as you can see, we've then put the two sections on. We then take the other two shoe sections that haven't got heels, and it's got a slot at the inside here. This goes over this one here, and exactly the same at the other side. That's that heel part all put in, but it's still not held together tightly. What we need to do is put in, this is another part, the same shape, but with the slots all in the opposite direction, and we're going to put these in the outer slots on the shoe, and this will hold it all together. So the bottom middle one here is going to go in the top middle slot here. Now this is where it does get a little fiddly for me to try and do this and show it to camera at the same time. I will try my best. Right, that's that one in. And then you've got a slot either side here, which is going to slot over these end ones. I'll try and let go of the design without it all falling apart. And I feel it's falling apart. I grab the shoe sections together because that helps hold it sturdy again. And then I'm going to do the same at the other side. I slot they two over each other, and then the outside part that hasn't got a heel, that just slots into the end section there. Let's see, fold it up and unfold it so they all fall into shape. And there we have the heel section firmly in place. Your shoe is fairly sturdy now, but we're going to put two sections on at the front. So again, all the sections on the front here have two slots. You're going to work on the inner slot there first, because that'll be easier to then work on this one. So we're going to weave these over and under. So that slot's at the top, so you're going to start with a slot at the bottom and put that over. And then your next slot's at the top, so you'll be able to put, that's the kitten, in case you wondered what that clatter was. And I'm just weaving these over and under. And that's that part in. Then I'm going to do exactly the same with this other part, and this will give it lots of strength. We put lots of strengthening bars on this one to make sure it doesn't fall apart. And I'm just weaving that over and under. I think this one would be good for a young girl, for any kind of lady that likes shoes, for any little Cinderella or princess that you happen to know. That's it. So we'll just squish it to make sure the cards will lie nice and flat. And obviously that is a large version, but there we have our shoe. Now, you can leave these freestanding, and I do actually think that's the best way to actually give the shoe, because somebody's bound to want to play with them. But for these ones here, what I actually did was I took these sections that point out either side and I folded them, just folded them flat, right, and all 4 of them, and that made this totally flat at the back here, and I was then able to add them to the card, and I just put them on with a couple of sticky pads to actually give them a little bit of dimension so they still stood out from the card, and that way they will fold totally flat, but you do still get the 3D effect when they take the card out of the envelope. And there you go, that's the Jenigami glass slipper.